this is Cicely, the Pink Dalmatian Scrapbooker, and today I'm going to show you a technique in the Cricut Craft Room using the Close to My Heart Artbooking cartridge. If you've seen all the neat overlays that are available on this cartridge, you can actually either cut out those overlays several times and then glue the little pieces in to show different colors behind them, or you can use the Craft Room to cut out different layers, and then once you stack them on top of each other, you're going to see those different colors. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. And I'm going to make a card. So you want to start with the bottom layer and work your way up. So because it's a card, I'm going to start and actually use the bottom layer as my card base. So I need the base, and I'm going to make a 4x8 card. So I'm just going to put a rectangle shape up there, and I'm going to make it 4x8. Or I'm going to make it 8x8 because then I will fold it in half. And if you just undo the lock ratio right there, you can change it to any size you want. So once I cut this out, I'll score it and I'll have my 4x8 card. Now the other trick I like to use is actually the X and Y axis up here, and that way as I'm creating this I can actually visualize what I'm doing. So I'm just going to put and line this up right here at the 1 inch by 1 inch here in this corner. And I also like to create my layers in the pretty similar color that I'm working with. And then that way I can even make sure those colors are looking right as well. So it's a blue card base, and I'm ready to actually go into the Artbooking cartridge and pull up an overlay. So if you go in the overlay tab right here, now the overlays come in a square for like a layout, or they come in a rectangle, and that's the shift. And the overlay, kind of my favorite overlay, and the one that caught my attention first, it's kind of like a chevron and an arrow pattern, and I need to make it a 4x8. And this one actually has that ratio already set into it, and I'm going to put it on that 1 inch axis. So here it is right here, and I'm going to change the color. You could also, sometimes I name my layers. This looks kind of an orange. It doesn't have to be exact, just to kind of give you an idea of what you're looking at. And I'm going to go into the hide. You can see it a little bit better right here. The hide and contour button right here. And when you put your cursor over it, the actual cut, the edges turn red, and if you select it, then it means that it's no longer going to cut out that which is hidden now. So some of the patterns, some of the overlays kind of have a pretty visible pattern to them. This one I just like to go along randomly and choose different ones. Okay, I'm going to exit, and then we'll create a couple more layers doing the same thing. Now I could have copied and pasted each of those onto a new layer, but it is easier if you just work one layer at a time, because when you go into the hide and contour, you want to make sure that you are on the right layer, and as you do each of these, you will be on the right layer. This one, kind of a green color. These colors are a little bit brighter than my actual card. Now you can see, and this is why it's good to have them on top of each other, is I can already see the orange ones that I have showing, so that way I don't select the same one I already have selected. It wouldn't harm anything, it's just not going to show up. Okay. And if you didn't like what you chose somewhere, in fact I am going to change it. Then you just reselect it, and you can go in and make some adjustments. Okay, and I'll select another layer. And you can do this as many layers as you want. As many or as few as you want. Okay. It does kind of start to get harder to see which ones you've selected or not selected. And if there's a color you like more, then you could select more of those. And don't forget your main color in the background is also going to show up. So I've got the blue. Okay. And then you do want a final layer that is going to cut out every single one of them and frame it. And mine will not be hot pink. So far I've kind of used a neutral color, but of course use whatever you want. So at this point, this is what my card looks like. Those are going to be each of my layers. Now when I do go and cut them out, I will actually place them on different areas of the mat so I could cut out multiple ones at the same time. And so I won't show you the cutting out, but I will show you my finished card now. So I hope this explains things. Oh, and another little trick I did is when I cut out one of my layers on a layout I did, I'll go ahead and hide everything here. One of them I actually created a pattern on it. I stamped a pattern on it, and so when I cut it out on my mat, but before I pulled up any of the paper off my mat is when I actually stamped. And it was a wood grain stamp, and I just stamped over each of these sections. And it didn't matter that it maybe went over a little bit, because once you added the other layers and once you added this frame back on, the only part of the green that's going to show are these sections. But they ended up having a stamped pattern on them. So if you don't find a pattern paper you like, but you've got a color, you have the option to actually stamp on it as well. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. If you have any questions, please go ahead and send me an email, and check out my blog at pinkdalmatianscrapper.com. Thank you.